his name is Mongo. Mongo right there. And then in the back there, that is Mouse. And Mongo and Mouse are Bactrian camels. Bactrian camels have the 2 humps. So they come from Asia. She feels that the mob is threatened or endangered in any way. Here she will bark very loudly like a dog to alert threats to them. Other jobs include, there's a babysitter who watches the young while mom and dad are out hunting. And there's even a teacher like me who teaches the little ones how to hunt for scorpions and snakes. Well, I don't teach my students how to hunt for scorpions and snakes, but you get the idea. They have a really intricate underground burrow system where they have rooms that have specific purposes. There's a room where they sleep, and a room where they eat, and a room where they hang out. Do is head over to the stop, show the driver your hand stamp, and you can get on and off all day long. Now we're headed into our newest enclosure. This is called Elephant Odyssey. Elephant Odyssey is a thematic zone, and the concept is it represents the birds, plants, and animals that used to roam San Diego County 12,000 years ago, and their modern day relatives, So all of the animals that used to be either were here 12,000 years ago or had a relative. So 12,000 years ago, Pterodon roamed the skies of San Diego. They had a wingspan of 10 to 12 feet wide, which is wider than the width of the bus we're sitting on. We no longer have Pterodon in our skies, but to represent them we have California condor. And as many of you know, back in the 80s, the condor goes down. And so, like I said, there was an old relative and these guys. So 12,000 years ago, Columbian mammoths roamed San Diego County. They stood 14 feet at shoulder. We no longer have Columbian mammoths, but to represent them, we have some Asian elephants. And all of our elephants are Asian, but for one. And all of our elephants are females, but for one. This guy right here is Ranchapur. He's our only bull. You know how I know that he's Ranchapur the bull? Because he won't stop and ask for directions. Okay, I'm kidding. The tusks, you see the tusks, right? And he weighs 12,000 pounds. Hey buddy, where are you going? So this is interesting. If you notice, he's got some hay on his back. And he did that himself. And do you guys know why he throws the hay on his back? To scratch it, but also it's nature's sunblock, and it's also nature's bug repellent. It's the bugs away. His other friend, who's right here, she's just coming out of a little pit down there. Her name is Cha-Cha. She's Ranchapur's best friend. And here she is. She's coming. Look at that. What you doing, Cha-Cha? She's our smallest elephant. She's pretty smart too, because when they were introduced, she said, "Hey, he's the big guy, I'm the small guy." So she stuck next to him for protection. So I think that's pretty smart. Hey, buddy. Oh, right there, baby. He is about 45. She's about 43. All of our elephants, they call this our elephant old age home. Because they're all about middle age. They're all in their 40s or so. Hey, buddy. All right, we're going to move on. Hi, sweetheart. So very cool. 12,000 years ago, we're actually 25% larger than these African cousins. And the lions are one of the few cat species that exhibit a trait called sexual dimorphism. And what that means is you're able to tell, there's 100 people saying, you're able to tell the males from the females in the species. And I bet you guys already know this. How do we know that this guy right here is the male? Tell me.
Where's Ethan? Did you get him?
The mane, that's right, it's the mane. And the mane serves a couple of purposes. First of all, it helps protect his face when he's sparring against other males. Yes. And the thing I think interesting about them is take a look at their schnoz. Look at that snout. That is an adaptation to help them breathe more easily in cold weather. And this is how it works. As they breathe in the cold air, the air travels up that long nostril, it warms from their body heat, and they're able to breathe more easily. Thank you. Thank you for that. Usually this people call me geek. So. But here's the best part. Here's the magic teacher words. Ready? No prep. I know, right? Oh, and I do want to point out, express stop number 3 on your right. Use that to get to Elephant Odyssey. Use it to get over here to Plaza. So if you're over here in Polar Rim and you're done for the day and you just want to go home, hop on that Skyfari. It's a quick 2-minute ride to the front plaza. Oh, and that snack bar. And they're totally different from the pig species. Their stomachs are structured differently. So are their tusks.
Not a penny, but
These are Garen and
Oh, there he
and
is.
feel free to stand up at this point. Go ahead and stand up. Polar bear plunge opened in 1996. When it was opened, it was one of the largest polar bear enclosures in the United States.
I don't know. It looks like
There's
carrots.
polar bears. There's this guy here. There's another one in the back. And
Oh,
then
there's
a
another
third
one over there. Like he's eating carrots, like Zoe.
I know. All right, so you've got 3 polar bears. Take a look at their fur. Somebody on the bus shout out, what color do you think polar bear fur is? Everybody says white. It's a good guess, but it's not. Their fur is actually clear and tubular. And what happens is the air sits on the inside of the tube. It helps insulate them from the cold. And any color you see is particles stuck inside the tube reflecting light. Now, every once in a while, people will say black. They think that their fur is black. Their fur, yes, exactly. It's not their fur. It's their skin that is black underneath. And let's see what else. The water was really refreshing, right? Not so much. She's laughing. No, it's a chilly 50 to 55 degrees. Sweet windy.
Nice.
And as a ledger polar bear out in the wild, they eat lots of vegetables. They eat seaweed and kelp. So you can see, I think there's some cabbage out there, and I see some remnants of carrots out there. So polar bears love the carrots and the cabbage. They love the flavor, they love the taste. But not only that, it helps keep them trim, and that's how the polar bears are able to withstand the more San Diego climate. All right, we're going to move on. Everybody have a seat. This is definitely something you're going to want to come back to see on foot.
Just a team over there.
Got the polar bear on foot. What a great way to do is take that. Not only do we have conservation programs for animals, but we have breeding and reintroduction programs as well. Oh, and by the way, stop 2 on your right. Stop 2 is good for this. But anyway, back to those breeding and reintroduction programs. There's some Andean condor up there on the left that had offspring that were introduced into the wilds of Venezuela. And we're really proud of that breeding program, and that's what they actually use as a model for the California condor reintroduction program. On your right, a multi-species exhibit. Also up there, it is the Lost Forest. That's where our conservation programs for animals. But we have rescue programs. In Montana, there are a pair of grizzly bear brothers, and they were rescued from Yellowstone National Park. Their mom was teaching them some really dangerous behaviors, like how to break into trash cans and cars and fence. So they were rescued and brought here to the San Diego Zoo. Mom was rescued and taken to another zoo in Washington State so we could break the cycle of dangerous behaviors. They've even been observed at, oh, that's Mr. Dini. That's his name, Mr. Dini. They've even been observed out the wild to build nests for their home. And the thing about these bears, they're highly endangered because of local agriculture. And here's what was happening. Farmers in their area didn't know any better, and they started planting their fields in the bears' habitat. So the bears, having nowhere to go, start climbing onto the fields. So then the farmers, understandably to protect their crops, start shooting the bears. So one of the things that you can do is when you buy coffee at home, check the coffee, make sure that it's both fair trade and shade-grown coffee. Because when they do that, fair trade, shade-grown, they teach the farmers how to plant their crops responsibly. If you're wondering, we do sell fair trade, shade-grown coffee in any of our